Hi, Steve Rockefeller here with another edition of our mortgage mentoring series. Now, I've got to tell you, I've been a mortgage loan officer for 20 years, this year, 20 years. It's a long time, and I'm still a young guy. So what I'm trying to tell you is I've got the experience, and if you need a loan, you need to call me. My phone number is 301-9776. That's 757-301-9776. My email is steve@mloans.com. The reason I tell you this, if you're one of those people that have been just sitting back and waiting to make a decision whether you want to refinance a house or buy a house, rates are starting to go up. They always do. They rarely come down. We've probably seen the best rates in the history of this country. Well, now they're heading back up. And you say, well, heading back up, what do I mean? Okay, well, 3 weeks ago they were at 4.5%. Now they're close to 5%. That's a 0.5% increase. That's pretty significant. On a $300,000 loan, that can make a $150 to $200 difference in your payment. So listen, make that decision. By the way, FHA, they've got their anti-flip rules set to expire in February of 2011. That means that nowadays, if an investor, like somebody that's buying a house at a low price, maybe put some carpet in it, some paint, clean it up a little bit, flip it over to the new buyer, now you only have to wait that 90 days. So on that 91st day, you can go ahead and sell it to the new buyer. Well, if you go by the old guidelines, 6 months or more. Well, that's set to expire in February of 2011. FHA still hasn't decided what they're going to do. So what does that mean to you? As a realtor, many investors do not want to be stuck with a bunch of unsaleable loans. They sell them to the government, and they sell them to Fannie and Freddie. Well, they don't want to be stuck because you can't have a non-performing asset on your books and still make a profit. Well, they seem to be implementing an exit strategy with a lot of their smaller lenders that they're selling their loans to or buying their loans from. And what they're doing is they're not taking any new applications that are expected to close after January 31st of 2011 if there's a flip property involved. So who knows what FHA is going to do, whether they're going to renew this term or not. So here's the deal. If you have a property that's listed or sold and the owner has owned the property for less than 90 days with an FHA loan being taken out on it by the purchaser, you better make darn sure that you're the buyer, the seller, and the lender are aware of this. Some loan officers don't even know this is getting ready to happen to them. They're going to lose part of their pipeline. You don't want to be part of that, because if you don't stay on top of it, you know as well as I do, deals are really hard these days to come by. Again, some investors are not taking any more applications until this process is decided upon. Okay, so now, the 2011 census numbers are in. We all went through that where you got the census in the mail or somebody came to your house and they harassed you until you got them the information. Get this, you know how many people there are in the United States now? 309 million people in the United States. Would you believe that that census cost $46.93 per person? So jokingly, me and a couple of friends of mine and I were talking. I said, yeah, it's probably cost the country a couple of $1 billion. Get this. How about $14.5 billion to perform the census? There's 3.7 million REO properties or foreclosures in the country. I'm just saying, that $14 billion could have been used to help alleviate some of this country's financial burden and some of the stress on some of these people that had to lose their homes. Wouldn't you agree? Well, listen, if you need a loan, whether it's a refinance or a purchase, you need to call me, Steve Rockefeller, 757-301-9776, 757-301-9776. My email is steve@mloans, that's steve@mloans.com, and put my experience to work for you. Thank you, and have a great new year.